Hello, welcome to William and Mary's series on Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong. My name is Stan Rockwell. This is the 8th of our series, and we're going to finish it off by doing 8 pieces of brocade, which has been around for a few hundred years. It was developed by a Chinese general to help keep his soldiers healthy. There's a standing version and a sitting version. We're going to do the standing version. But remember the principles we've talked about every time we've been together. Your posture, your balance, your breathing, set your foundation up, check around to make sure there's nothing you could bump into. Remember, any physical activity involves some risk, so you stay in your comfort zone. You remember that 70% rule. Always keep some softness in your elbows, your knees, toes and knees pointed in the same direction, and knees never going beyond your toes when you're in a position like this. So just start off getting in your Wuji stance, getting your abdominal breathing, your whole body getting relaxed but ready. If you look online, you'll see there are many versions of 8 pieces of brocade. Like anything else, when one person shows it to the next person, they'll put their spin on it. And remember, we're playing jazz this whole time, so you're going to put your own spin on it too. The first movement is just called holding up the heavens like a pillar, and some people do it very simply where they just press up like that. This is the way I learned it. Bring your fingers interlaced, you press up, come up on your toes, down, you arc to one side, you arc to the other side, hands come down, backs of your fingers touch the top of your head, you turn your hands so your palms are facing towards your head, you reach up, come up on your toes, you come down, and there's a little bit of a massage on the outside. Just breathe in and out, and in, and breathe out, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. There's a lot of breathing with that one. We'll just do one more. Bring your feet a little further apart. Again, stay centered over your foundation. Bring your hands up like you're holding a ball. And this one is shooting an arrow. The arrow, you can have your hand just flat pointed like that. You can bring your fingers in so your index finger is pointed and your thumb pointed up. I like to do it where I rotate my hand so it looks more like that. One way, second way, third way. When you do it that way, you activate acupressure point in your wrist. And there's going to be a little bit of a squat. So you grab the string on the bow, and pull back, shoot to that side, arm comes around, press that energy down your arm, exhale out, and inhale. Back to the center. You can do as many of each of these. Typically, you probably do about 18 of each one, but that would take a long time. So we're doing a short version. The next one is the owl looking behind him, him or her. And there's different versions of this too. You can just turn your head, you keep your eyes open, and you cut your eyes back, looking back as far as you can. But even with this, you do the 7% rule. The way I initially learned it, you turn your whole body so you really do look all the way behind you like an owl can. So you need to keep your knees nice and soft. Turn your head, turn your shoulders, Turn your hips, soften your knees. You look all the way behind. Inhale to the front. And exhale to the back. This is a three-parter. The second part is your hands are about waist high, fingertips pointed towards each other. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Other than that, it's the same thing. So it's an exhale and an inhale. And the third part is placing your hands over your kidneys. Thumbs are on top of your hips, shoulders nice and relaxed. And remember, we mentioned before, Chinese medicine theory, they see you as inheriting some energy or some qi from your parents and is stored in that kidney meridian. So one of the things Qigong does is tries to preserve that energy, which slowly dissipates over your lifetime. Again, it doesn't matter if you believe that or not, but visualizations work pretty well. Just breathe and turn. Back to the center. Fourth piece is pushing heaven and earth. Hold the ball. Remember, elbow and the upper arms drop lower than the shoulders. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Lower hand's going to turn, start to press up. Upper hand's going to press down. Keep some bend in your elbows. Inhale to the center. And exhale out. And if you want, you can do just a little bit of a twist turn. Theory with this one is one, you're turning those Qigong points to the yang of the heavens and the yin of the earth, but you're also doing some stretches and some internal massage where when the left hand goes up, it's massaging the spleen meridian. When the right hand goes up, it's massaging the liver meridian. And it's a nice stretch. Back to the center. The next one is the bear shaking his tail. I've learned two different versions of this one. We're going to do them both. Again, stay in your comfort zone. Hips are going to go back. Hands are going to come on your thighs just above your knees. The first version is you're just going to push off this side up towards the upper corner, back down to the center, up to the other side. Exhale and inhale. Second version is you just make circles. Just go one way first. And then reverse. Back to the center. That one loosens up your lower back so you can do the next one, which is basically just touching your toes. Again, you keep your knees nice and soft. You press up. Hips go back, hands come down, grab your toes. It's an inhale and an exhale. Second version of this, again, you put your hands over your kidneys. And always add this one on. Let's massage down the backs of your legs towards your heels and then back up. Back at the center. Fists at your hips. This is taught a couple ways. One is just punching forward. The full name is punching with angry eyes or punching with a stern gaze. And again, it's a visualization of having stagnant chi flow out of your eyes and away from you. Always do it to the side. You reach out, you punch, you give that stern gaze. Open your hand, curl your fingers back in, and then pull back. It's an exhale. And you inhale. And I had one teacher who taught this particular piece a little differently and even gave it a different name. He called it Find Your Distant Star, where again it was the gaze. But you look again through that mouth of the tiger, fist at your hip, and you press out to the corner and come back. So it's an exhale and an inhale. And back to the center. The last one is taught different ways too. It's just called shaking your chi. And remember, one of the things in Chinese medicine, Qigong, is to get the energy moving in your body. And sometimes you might see it taught you just shake like this. Bring your hands up, your hands shake around, move around a little bit. The least kind of expressive way of doing it is you just come up on your heels and drop. A way to increase that a little bit as you come up on your heels and you bounce around a little bit and drop. This one's also a three-parter. Bring your hands around. Same thing. Hands go behind you over the kidneys again, and then 3 more. Balance everything out. And then sometimes to finish it off, do the standing stake or the standing pole. I'm just going to do this for a little bit. And just breathe. Shoulders nice, relaxed, elbows dropped. Just like you're hugging a tree. Knees lined up with your toes, but knees behind your toes. I'm not sure if the microphone's picking it up or not, but there's a train going by and there's sirens off in the distance. Whenever you're doing these meditations like this, that's okay. Even in classes, regular classes, I don't have people turn their phones off. Any kind of disruption like that, you just visualize it being like leaves floating down a stream or clouds floating across the sky. You don't latch onto them, you don't cling to them. Part of physical pain is the emotional aspect to it and just getting frustrated with something. And when people try to stop their mind from thinking, it's pretty much impossible. Our default mode is just kind of thoughts flowing through our heads. So you just let them flow, say hello to them, and let them be on their way. Just balance everything out 3 times. Back to the center. Thank you for joining me on these 8 sessions that we've done with Qigong and Taiji. Hope I've piqued your interest a little bit and you'll continue to practice. Again, these are things you can practice anytime, anywhere. You don't need any special equipment. All you need is you in a place where you can move. For me, moving meditation works a little better than trying to sit still so much. So take care of yourself, stay safe, healthy, and well, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.